Alright, everybody, it is time for the end of the year slash my 1 anniversary on YouTube video. And I just want to thank everyone for being here and sticking around with us. I know it's been like a rough year for everybody. The last couple of years have been pretty rough for everybody.
Yeah.
And, I'm just glad, if you're hearing this, like, I can say that you made it. Not everyone can say that. But, man, it's a tough video for me to make just because it's not like my usual, you know, gameplay and just my normal joking. And I don't know, this one's a little bit more heartfelt. I've been thinking about making this one, but I just didn't know how to make it. But what is this? I'm recording this on December 14th. It'll probably come out on the 27th. That's when I put my first YouTube video out. And if you're hearing this, I just want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about the channel, like why I started making videos, and what the idea for the channel was.
And overall, we're just trying to tell you guys a little bit more about, us in general. Because, I mean, you hear us talk a bunch, and, obviously we're good friends. We've known each other forever. So we just wanted to give you a little bit of an idea of just, who we are behind the screen.
Yeah, and like I'm usually much more relaxed whenever I'm like talking and playing a game. So sorry if I sound a little bit more nervous. So part of the reason why I made the channel. Oh boy, how do I put this? I was just watching like before I made the channel, I was watching like a bunch of just people enjoying just playing gameplay. And I was like, hey, it'd be pretty cool if I did the, same thing. Because I was like one of those people, I'm up 3 in the morning, and it's just nice hearing someone just talk sometimes. So that's kind of the general idea for it. I mean, you can just put this on in the background, or just not watch it. And I
And
guess, yeah.
I kind of got dragged into it because just doesn't like talking to himself. So I was like, hey, buddy, I've been doing different type of recording for a good amount of time. Get your mind out of the gutter for a good amount of time. And I know how to do a little bit of video editing. I know how to kind of keep tempo or pacing. So I'll watch you stream and do whatever. Something I like to point out, especially with this, is those at home. You gotta realize most of the time I'm either half paying attention, which is kind of the intention of the channel, or just kind of watching him go along and seeing how he plays the game. Most of the games I don't have to play because they're a lot of one-player games. Every now and then we find a good two-player game, which we'll get into in a little bit. But yeah, overall it's been an interesting kind of year in review.
Yeah.
Uh, as I said, I'm Robin, and if it ever comes up of my screen name, which will come up every now and then, I'm A underscore shadows underscore soul, and you know, obviously, main star of the show here is Justin, and his username is Lies and Slander, and we wanted to give you just a little bit of background, just like recamp these usernames because we've had these same usernames since middle school. It
Yeah,
hasn't changed.
like, like I said, since 2009, I've been using, like, lies and slander, so I remember, like, so I just did the Modern Warfare 2 video, like, not too long ago, and I remember, like, when I got my first PS3, and you had to make like your PSN, and I was just like, damn, all these cool names are taken. And I don't want to put numbers and shit in my name. I don't want to put like XXX underscore whatever. And like Futurama was on TV, and I just remember Bender screaming like lies, lies and slander. And I was like, you know what, fuck it. I've been here for like 2 hours trying to think of a damn username that isn't taken, and I put lies and slander in, it fit, and it's just stuck with me ever since.
And kind of on the same note on where A Shadow's Soul comes from, I was an edgy goth boy down in middle school times. I'm still pretty dark, but it's more matured
Your
like a
hair's blonde
fine.
now.
Yeah, it's matured like a fine milk, almost a cheese.
Ugh.
Uh, but A Shadow's Soul, I didn't want numbers, I didn't want anything silly, and it sounded like dark, a little bit pretentious, and it's not taken on any platform, which has led me to every platform I go to. I slap that username in, and it's never taken. So you go anywhere on the internet, it's me. I'm a Shadow Soul.
Oh god, the only thing I hate about Lies and Slander, it's usually too long for like most usernames. Which usually
What's that?
was it?
I was gonna say, like, I think yours is actually the same length or like a letter shorter than mine. It's underscores that's actually what got me with
1, 2,
PSN was
3,
like I thought
4,
I had to use
5,
underscores.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Mine has 16. 1,
There's this
2,
random
3,
part of the video where we
4,
normally
5,
just like
6,
stop
7,
to
8,
count and
9,
calculate for whatever
10,
goddamn
11,
reason. We're like, well, now we
12,
gotta know.
13, 14. No, yours is only 14. Mine's 16.
Ah, well,
That's 2 characters longer.
fuck.
And like a lot of things cap out at 12, which is just pisses me off.
But yeah, I've gotten pretty lucky, and I mean, canonically, I think Lies and Slander is still a great name just for uh one, Bender's amazing, but as well as just like it flows so well into like anything you play of just, and it's just gonna default to call you Lies, and
Yeah,
it's fine.
yeah, that's what most people usually do. Like when I like anytime I like I play World of Tanks, like I still get compliments like, "Hey, that's a cool name." I'm like, "Oh, thanks." So like I'm usually like pretty happy that I picked this one.
People have
um,
to pick between Shadow or Soul for me every time. Ugh.
so we don't like we played a lot of games this year, but I don't think we talk about like our favorite video games in general.
Oh, we're
Obviously,
doing
like
it in general or not ones we recorded?
in general, we'll get to the ones we recorded here in a minute,
Oh
just
God.
so people can get to know us a little bit more. Um,
Sure, yeah. What would you say your favorite game is?
I mean, I have a couple. Obviously, like we both love the Dark Souls series.
Obviously, yeah, we've both put way too much time into it.
That is our tag team co-op game.
That is, and I mean, more just kind of about us of even on, most Discord, and you'll see most chat rooms we make or most like game servers we make. They're all called a co-op, and that's straight up a callback straight to Dark Souls 1 with Solaire.
Yeah, it's always nice to remember. But other video games I've played, I just mentioned World of Tanks. I have a love-hate relationship with that game. I've been trying to stop for years. You can probably like how many times have I said like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking quit? Like I just said the other week, like, oh, after the season pass, I'm gonna stop playing for a while because it's pissing me off. And then I'm like, ooh, holiday event.
I hate that you keep going back to it. And let's talk about the other elephant in the room that we'll
R-
never record, and I
RuneScape.
refuse. Exactly. How long have you been playing RuneScape?
Yes. On this account, well, my main account, I should say, the one I, been a good boy on.
Oh
Since
yeah, there was a time you had multiple accounts on RuneScape too, and you were playing them all.
that was just for a minute. But I would say I've been using this one since like 2014. It's either 2014 or 2016. I don't remember. So I would say that's another one of my favorite games to play. Uh,
The of my favorite games, like most of my favorite games, granted, like IRL, I play a lot of tabletop games. You'll see I keep getting Justin into games that are more and more like D&D, just to slowly drag him to my side. But most of my favorite games have all been like video game related, been related to things I've played with Justin, just because he's been my best friend forever. And one we never got to record, but at the time when we first played it, it was very much an emotional game for where we both were, was To the Moon.
oh god, yeah. See, just because like we already know about that game, I can't like I don't want to record it just because like it's not gonna hit us the same way.
Oh yeah, we'll ruin the nostalgia. But if
And
anyone,
actually, that's kind of how this channel started too. Is like To the Moon 3,
yeah,
like a whole
yeah,
precursor to it. Because like what we were both gonna like play simultaneously. And I was like, wait, I can just stream this to you.
yeah, then we only had to get one copy because, I'm kind of a cheap bastard in general.
It was probably
And
the best idea I ever had. And then I was
yeah,
like, oh hey, I'm gonna be playing Hollow Knight. You wanna watch that?
I was like, yeah, sure. I've seen a lot of good things about Hollow Knight, and I don't really have the patience for it. Especially this last year, I've been doing college. I mention every now and then,
Yeah.
and it's good just to watch my buddy play games while we go about it. I do, because we mentioned it, do a shout out to the moon, just because the developers are amazing. They're a small indie team. I think that's like one of the few games, like from us being young, that we actually like purchased. We paid the developer because it was such a good piece of work. So
Yeah,
if
that's
everyone gets the chance and you see this, To the Moon, great game.
yeah. I would put that down as like one of my favorites. Like it's like it doesn't stay in my mind. It's like if I'm thinking about games, it's not like to the moon, but it's just like when someone brings it up, I'm like, oh boy, it almost puts a tear to my eye again.
And then yeah, besides that, I mean, I grew up playing the Zelda games, going through those, playing the early Pokemon games. I know, Justin, you've stuck in with the Pokemon games a little bit
Oh yeah,
longer than I have.
yeah. Scarlet and Violet is probably the best in the series. Now everyone's gonna say, well, the performance issue. Shut the hell up. I have like the one working copy apparently.
Yeah,
Like
I dropped out
it's
about
so weird.
uh I dropped out just about Leaf Green, I think was like the last game like I played in Pokemon. Besides, and anyway, after that I was like, well, I'm done. I have accomplished what I need to in Pokemon. I've collected them all and they keep making more and I've decided I'm done.
There's over 1,000 now.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
good. I value like living.
Oh man. So I'd probably say we should probably talk about like some of our favorite animes and mangas, just because fucking Chainsaw Man, it's great. If you're
Oh yeah.
not reading it, if you're not watching it, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah, currently Chainsaw Man is in pretty top tier. Again, weird things to know about us is we're pretty much weebs. Or at least we definitely used to be in like middle and high school. Uh
At least we didn't
like my per
Naruto run down the hallways.
Yeah, I mean,
We were
you
better than
know,
that.
mild standards. We didn't run. Okay, let's just start there. We didn't run. Neither of us are large people. We still didn't run.
I'm a large person.
I mean, recent years. I'm talking about when we were in middle school, though.
That is true. So some like I keep up to date with like a lot of mangas. So I'm reading My Hero Academia. I still read One Punch Man, One Piece. I'm trying to come to terms with Boruto. I'm trying. I really love Berserk.
I mean, obviously, Dark
Yeah.
Souls. I hated Naruto. I hated Inuyasha. I hated most of the ones that were real big in the middle school because edgy fucking teen. Big ones that kind of stuck with me was Full Metal Alchemist. Not brother like I liked Brotherhood, but not Brotherhood. The OG Full Metal Alchemist that was not based on the manga. Uh, Death Note, because I like the whole psychology aspects that they kind of drilled into it. Something I enjoyed as a young person that I wouldn't say the same anymore is Darker Than Black. Again, edgy teen. Then like watching that, I was
I
just
still
like,
need
oh,
to
this is.
watch that one.
I was like, oh yeah, this is interesting. I like the concept. It's very dark. And then I rewatched it like recently, like maybe a year ago. It's like, this uh this is actually terrible. This is
There's been a couple that I've been like I've gone back and I'm like, huh, what the fuck? Um, so for some of my more obscure things, I'm a big fan of Welcome to the NHK, Neon Genesis Evangelion. That community is weird on Reddit. Like I don't recommend it. Like
pretty much.
Good Night
Oh,
Pon Pon.
actually. Oh, Goodnight Pun Pun was
That
amazing.
that
But if we're
hurts.
talking about more of the obscure stuff that just like,
Oh,
part of our base
homunculus.
friendship. Oh, Homunculus was interesting, but I don't know, I was gonna say, what was those like anime music videos we used to watch? We
Oh
watched
God,
all of
AMV
them.
hell.
AMV Hell. That
I
that
think
was a part that cemented our friendship, and it wasn't good then. It's not good now.
I because I remember what it was when the sixth one came out. We like tried to watch it. We're like, huh, this is not funny.
A few of them were flops. Like I said,
I
AMV Hell in general had the almost like American home video aspect to anime of just like you watch through and like most of them are flops, and then they're just like a handful of gold ones.
Yeah, like it helps if you have seen the anime. That's probably like what got me into watching like a bunch of animes back then. Oh god, yeah. Three is a classic. Four is a classic. Five was good. Six, I don't think we cared for six, and I think seven was good.
We're just gonna ignore divided by zero
I
and
don't
all
think
the zeros.
I don't think we can talk about those. That
Anyone who's interesting, like look those up. We're not gonna talk about them, but there's something.
that was like that was like my awakening. I became a grandmaster guru after that. I was like, Jesus, I can name all these titles. My
And
eyes, I have been tainted ever since.
and somehow you still got laid. You didn't turn to a wizard before 30.
Thank God. All right. Any other anime or manga you want to talk about?
Uh, there's been so many. I mean, in recent years, I very much enjoyed the My Hero Academia. Like, yes, it's hype. It's a hype train. But it's been pretty good, especially for like where I've kind of seen animes go. Like, I liked Bleach until they did the whole until they basically like stopped in the middle of a spot arc for a filler arc
Yeah, I don't think you
that
ever
kind of
picked it
turned
up
my taste.
again.
Nope. It was about when they did a whole filler arc. I was just like, nah, I have better things to do with my time.
Yeah, I was surprised
But
you actually like that episode I showed you the other day, where it's just like, this is the hype.
I
This is
mean,
how
yeah,
this
'cause
arc starts.
it's caught back up to, things that are canonically relevant.
Yeah.
But no, I think we're good about our animes. What do you think what do you think the thing we've recorded that's been like your favorite thing we've done so far?
Mm, I'd probably say Bug Fables. That was like way better than I was expecting. I think I paid
Fair.
like $20 for it, and I think that's like the game we had the most episodes of. Like I really did not want to put that one down.
Like Bug Fables was really good, and I mean, really it was about the card game. Everything else didn't matter to me, but that card game is what made Bug Fables. I don't even know what the game was about, but I remember the card game was the storyline for me.
Now, besides that one, the Planet Crafter, that's been a fun one. I'm actually waiting to pick that one up again.
Oh, Planet
'Cause I
Crafter
think it's
was
had
good.
like an update or two since.
I was gonna go
It,
like favorite one we've recorded. Um, I gotta say my top favorite would probably be Broforce because
I think that was the
like
first co-op one we did.
at the first co-op one, went in real skeptical, and I was just like, it will be fine, like and I wasn't even like thinking about because I'd never played through Broforce. I just knew the general theme. And then we were playing it and reading the screen that it's goddamn amazing for recording. We found out.
That game was just pure American. Like, what the fuck?
America, fuck yeah, coming to save the motherfucking day, yeah.
Now, if I had to pick another one, I would say Wildermyth. It's such a hard game to like convince people to watch. Like, it's not a right way to advertise it. Even like the trailer for the game, it's like this looks like crap. And then when you play it, you're like, wow, this is a fucking 10 out of 10.
Like Wildermyth, I very much enjoy again. It's how I'm slowly convincing Justin to get more into D&D type stuff, and that's kind of why I found it and pulled the trigger on it. Was Wildermyth is a storytelling game and tells you a story, and it's full of stories to kind of tell you and develop characters on and what have you. And I'd say it's not the best just to watch, just for the graphics aren't amazing, but if you're just listening to the story, like you're listening to us just read off the lines and tell the story back
Yeah,
and forth.
you're gonna get a different story every time. Like even it's gonna set you like a campaign, and it's gonna have a randomized story like every time in the campaign.
And then, I mean, I have a special love in my heart for most of our one-offs, mostly because,
God.
like, they're bad, they know they're bad, and they provoke an emotional reaction. For example, Pepsi Man.
Pepsi Man taught me the reaction of rage. It's like one of the few times you'll see me pissed off. Like if I start getting pissed off, I'll usually like pause the video, cut it or something. But I was
Oh, then he'll
so
bitch at me
close.
for like an hour, and I'll just be laughing my ass off, and then I'll get back into it, and you'll just still hear me snickering.
Like Pepsi Man, like, mm, mm-mm.
So since we're talking about your rage response to Pepsi Man, what do you think the game that you hated the most we recorded?
Hate it the most. Okay. There has only been like one that I pissed me off so bad I literally just took the video down. I was like, I don't want this part of my legacy. I can't even remember the game's name. That one fucking death game we got scammed into.
Oh,
That pissed me off.
yeah, I didn't realize you took it down. Yeah, so I mean, a little background. This is probably the only a record that ever existed. Was we got a comment that was just like, "Hey, you should play this game. It's about this." And we were like, "All right,
The
this
concept
is a
sounded interesting.
concept sounds interesting, and we're about our community. You request a game, we'll throw it in the cards. Like we don't really have too much bias, but like we're whores." And so we got this, and we went to the store page, and it was the exact thing the person commented. We were like, "Huh, that's weird." And then Justin downloaded it and
I
installed
paid
it.
$10 for it. Now $10 is not a lot of money.
Yeah,
But this
yeah,
is like the
it's
first
not.
time I've ever been pissed off to spend $10.
It wasn't a super expensive game, but he downloads it, and his virus detector immediately goes off.
I was confused. I was like, I downloaded it off of Steam. I was like, this has never happened before. I was like, this is new. I'm having to like
Eh,
Google this. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I've never in my life had my virus detection go off from Steam. So I was like, okay,
And,
that's my first red flag.
and then we decided, we got the request, we're gonna play it, and we got like 3 levels into, and
Oh,
and
we didn't
as you
even.
see,
No, we didn't even make it past like the first. As soon as the game loaded up, I was already questioning shit.
oh well, no, I'm more referring to, we were playing through. We're kind of completionists, like not hardcore, but we
Oh,
definitely try to get the things as we go through till we discover it has some type of like, collect the token type achievement system. All right, whatever. We'll collect them all. Cool, cool, cool. We got 3 like I want to say levels. I don't even know if that's
yeah.
what the game would call them. And there's one that we are trying for an hour to get to. It's just in a weird spot.
You can't jump high enough. You can't wall jump. Like there is not a fucking thing I can do.
And we're gamers. Like we're like there has to be a way. We're looking at the map, we're doing whatever. So we pause it, and as we've done with a few of our other things, if we just get stuck on something and have to research it, I say, "Okay, let me dig into this. What's the deal here?" So I wind up going to other people trying to speedrun this game. They can't get to it. I go to like forums. I dig into the archives that are this shitty game. And essentially it's just bugged. Like the developer fucked up and you can't get to it.
Like you can't jump high enough. No, my
Like
first complaint about the game. Like remember like when I like paused the game and then I couldn't unpause it. I was like, what? I was like, there's no like menu options. There's no like hitting like you hit the escape key to pause it. You hit it again, it closes the fucking game out. I'm like, what? What the fuck? And there's no like I tried every key on the keyboard. You can't you could not get out of this game. It's like as soon as you pause it, you better be fucking done with it. Oh man, that game pissed me off.
see, oh, game. I think we're getting away from that hot garbage.
uh,
Game I've hated the most record. Well, and we'll get into a little more. Like Elden Ring, I didn't hate. Like I loved playing
uh,
Elden Ring.
yeah,
It's not a good record. Uh,
no.
we'll get a little bit more into that,
That
but it's
that'll be our next one.
but besides that, I would probably say the game I hated the most that we recorded. would probably be Grandia, and we're gonna get back to it. It's going to happen.
There was
But
I'll explain that one.
yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I think I hate it more than you did, to be honest, because I actually had to do this shit. You didn't. Long story short, we got to like the first island in Grandia. Okay.
We are 100% in this game.
I was 100%ing it. I was very hell bent on the mopping minigame, on like securing the world record. I have the world record. No one's been able to dispute that. Please do
What's
if
the
you.
time on it?
I don't remember off the top of my head. It was 22 seconds and like some odd milliseconds.
The
Or
fastest
no, was it
swabbing.
20 seconds and 22 milliseconds?
It's on the recording. But yeah, it was, we were just like hell bent of no one's challenged it. I checked every speed run I could. No one has beaten this swabbing record. It's the dumbest thing that we were just like, yep, this is gonna be our legacy. Like
Oh,
this is our magnum opa.
but the reason why I'm pissed off, like it pisses him off, but it pisses me off more. I accidentally saved over that mopping minigame. So I had to do like a whole separate save file to get back to where I was. I skipped a whole bunch of items and stuff, and I saved over the main profile. I told him about it. He was like, "Well, you got to go back and get that shit."
Because we needed it to 100% the game.
So,
So play it again.
so I go all the way back. I collect all these fucking items. I get to the first island again, and the third time is like when I got the world record. Okay, the problem is I forgot a piece of mail, so I can get an achievement. So I had to create a whole fourth playthrough, play through the shit again, collect all those items, take extra time, picked up the piece of mail just to deliver it to one lady. And I was just salty about the game. Like I was just like,
And adding insult to injury, the first and out of our recordings, like we're doing it honest, grinding through, leveling up, what have you. And the last ones, he's just speed running to get through, so we're like a level behind from where we were before. And just this kind of thorn in our side of just like, well, we have to do this from here now, I guess.
so like we fixed the issue. It's ready to go again. But then Elden Ring came out, and I just a whole bunch of I got distracted with a whole bunch of other games, so it just kept getting pushed to the back burner.
So
What else?
let's talk about.
Another one I hated recording.
Oh, go ahead.
LSD Dream Emulator.
Ah,
I can't even call that a game.
that
I
game
don't know what that
is
was.
it is hot garbage,
It's not
and
even
I
like
enjoy that aspect.
I can't even call it garbage because it's like I don't know what this thing is trying to be. It doesn't play like anything I've ever played. Doesn't look like anything I've ever seen. Doesn't taste like anything I've tasted. Like it's just a verbal assault on all of my senses.
It doesn't seem to have a storyline. You just
I
kind of
don't. You just
wander about.
and things happen. Yeah, like I even like looked on the Wikipedia, and even the Wikipedia is like, yeah, game's been out for like 30 years, but we still don't fucking understand. I was like, what do you mean you don't understand? Has no one data
Now,
mined this? And I was just like, nope.
now I've been someone who has done LSD and various other drugs, and I will say, spot on. It is. It is that. You do LSD,
Man.
that's the experience you're getting. Just wander about and things happen.
So those are probably my least favorite now, because we keep trying to avoid this one. The hardest ones for us to record. As much as I love Elden Ring was not one I should have recorded.
Yeah, through the games we played, we've kind of found this niche of I mean, forever we've been into indie games, but indie games are good to record, they're generally short, and they're not super graphically intensive. Elden Ring is none of these things. It's a AAA game that the game wants you to just wander around, which, granted, is fun to play. Like I spent 20 hours I spent the first 56 hours of the game in the first 3 days. I spent the first 20 hours of the game just sightseeing because it looked cool. That's not great to record.
Yeah,
But
and it, Like, don't get me wrong, and I'm not the best player of the game. It's not like I'm doing like a no-hit run or speed running the bosses. It was just a casual playthrough, and I think I even put that in the title.
We were just enjoying the game.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's
uh,
one I
you.
that's one I should have did in my off hours. Just enjoyed it.
So on the topic of just like, games that were difficult or we can't record, uh, AAA games, especially just long running ones, there's not going to be good recording value. A strange one we couldn't record was Remnant
Oh yeah,
because the game isn't super long. It's granted, it's a AAA title.
yeah.
It's not
I'd say it's
super
actually not.
long, and we had a ton of jokes set up for it.
It was the perfect co-op experience. Like we played through the game, but anytime I tried to record it, it just would not do it. Like it would lag my game out, or the recording would just come out awful. And we spent like what, like a whole day just trying to figure that out, and I was just like, I give up.
Yeah, like Remnant would have been a good recording if, equipment would work correctly. Because the game is super long, it has a good storyline, we had jokes. It was not meant to be. The software didn't want to do it.
Like, and for anyone that hasn't played it, it's very similar to like imagine Dark Souls with guns. But instead of you having to constantly summon someone from your world, like they just stick with you through the whole playthrough. And that's what like really made it good in my opinion. I didn't have to like, hey, my summon sign's down. You see it? No. All right, I'm putting it back down. God,
Yeah,
Dark
there's
Souls
a bunch
1
of
was
just
rough.
bunch of little things, and
Yeah,
then there was like currently we're playing Divinity in our personal time,
Divinity
and it
2.
goes back to Divinity 2 Original Sin, yeah,
Yeah.
and it's highly recommended. Anyone wants to play it. It's a D&D experience, hands down. We're murder hobos, but that's beside the point. The problem again with that game, it has the Dark Souls problem of it's a giant open world, and half the time we're just like wandering around and fucking
Save
off or looking
scumming,
stuff up,
reading
safe scumming.
stuff.
Yeah,
It's not a game that's like you could just pick up and play. You're gonna be on the Wikipedia every 5 minutes.
which we enjoy of just like if we're playing a game together, but it's not going to be great to watch.
Yeah, like I think like what after like 20 minutes I was just like no, I'm having to like I had to stop like every 5 minutes to look something up. Like I don't even think we made it past the tutorial and I made this realization where I was just like damn.
Well, I mean,
Uh,
yeah, we spent just hours in character creation because character creation.
yeah. Then we also
And
tried Paw Rappa the Rapper. Turns
oh
out I
oh,
can't
let
keep
me.
rhythm.
Yeah, let's go into this one. Paul Rappa, we talked about it briefly that was going to be our next game in one of these, and if anyone was actually watching the channel, you'd see that didn't happen. And the fact is, it did happen after many attempts of Justin is begging to play this game, and finally I cave. I'm just like, it doesn't look good. I don't really care. It's like fine, I'll sit through it. Whatever. Like I like music. Whatever. Till we discover Justin. And I want to preface it this. You wouldn't know this, but Justin is black, and
Half.
he has absolutely no rhythm.
Yeah, but
I'm as white as can be, and I have more rhythm than him.
that game like really taught me my limitations. I was like, I can't make it past the first fucking. I couldn't make it past like what 2 verses.
Yeah,
I was
like
like,
it.
God, I suck. Didn't even pass
Like
the first song.
it's going through the tutorial, and he can't get through the timing of that. I'm like, what? Really? Like you were begging to play this game.
I,
I'm laughing the entire time we're trying to record it. Like I can't breathe because
I,
he wanted so bad to play this
it
game.
didn't help because I came like I think we played that as soon as I finished Pepsi Man.
Yep, yep, yep.
So I was oh yeah,
'Cause,
I
that
haven't
was
even like attempted to return or try to do that one.
that was quality, just irony. Just
Quality
it felt
bullshit.
so good. But I mean, I will say, in the time we've been doing this, we have learned a few things about how to record. I mean, we're still not great. Justin refused to put any time into editing videos, and I don't
I just
have
don't
that
have
much
I
free
don't have
time.
the time either, to be honest.
If you cut out World of Tanks, you'd have plenty of time. I'm not getting to that. So,
Yeah, if I cut out World of Tanks or RuneScape, playing Pokemon, my free time.
no more free time. But we've kind of settled into a certain like niches, and it's been like pretty much like indie games and older games that we can like emulate and what have you. And it's mostly because older games they they're shorter,
They know when to
and
quit.
like the game has an ending that you can reasonably get to in under 40 hours, which is important for us doing some of these playlists of just if we're playing a game like constantly back to back, like we get burnt out pretty quickly.
Yeah, because like we
And
used to
then,
switch it up like quite a lot, and like we've gone through like I'm not doing like any of those 2 3 hour long videos again. Wildermyth is like the exception, but most
well, that's
videos
because
I'm
we
trying
tell it
to
in chapters, yeah.
yeah most videos I'm just trying to keep it to like an hour hour and a half now,
And
and
then,
I just need a game with like good stopping points, and I don't know if people want us bouncing between games or what.
yeah, please leave feedback in the comments, and because I haven't said it yet, remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube algorithm. Just shove that in as hard as I can. Okay.
I wasn't going to with this one.
The other thing we've kind of like picked up and noticed is again indie games that we play, and it's the same reason they have endings, they have stopping points, and also we like to give credits to small developers, because they're small developers, like they could just use more PR. I mean, hell, for Restless Soul, we wrote a wiki article for it, on how to find all the Boo Bros, just because one didn't exist yet.
Yeah, I was happy to make that. I actually gotta
Yeah, well,
check up on that again.
I got a email the other day. We got some type of award or something,
Wait, what?
which yeah, we got someone like paid Steam points, so we got an award or whatever. So,
Oh,
jerk me off, whatever. Uh, but yeah, so and we have learned a little bit of just like kind of our play style, what we enjoy, and kind of what we like to do. Uh,
yeah, we finally found our stride.
Other thing I was thinking here is, what do you think is coming for next year?
Like in games wise, or that we're gonna be playing.
Yeah, like what's a few, titles we're kind of bouncing around? Because I can think of one that like we were kind of testing out that might be a good one to name drop.
You talking about Pokemon Coliseum?
No, I mean yes, but no. We had to figure out the controller problem for that.
Oh, I got that all fixed now. We're good to go on that one.
Yeah,
Uh,
Pokemon Coliseum's great, but no, the other one, the one that you fucking loved in middle school,
you lost me.
uh, Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh no, we tried that one, and that one, ugh,
It's
I,
grainy. I think we might be able to steam it out at
uh,
some point.
that's one I want to do. I don't know when I'm gonna get around to do it. That's
Then at some point we gotta pick up Grandia again,
yeah, we're definitely picking up Grandia just so we can stop joking about it.
and then Planet Crafters. There's a new update we gotta get
Yeah,
back into.
that one, yeah, that one's still ongoing. Then we did talk about Code Vein. We never got to do that.
Yeah, at some point, we'll see if we can record it. It might have the same remnant problem.
I don't think it will. It actually has like a much lower system requirement.
Oh, which actually, part of our kind of failed attempts or problems we've had, which we've kind of learned from, is let's talk about Planet Crafter 8.
Oh God, I don't know what the hell happened. No, was
So
that was that the one where either it was the power outage or I forgot to record audio?
Planet Crafter 8 was
Apparently
amazing
my
in that
magnum opus, my single greatest video.
we were recording for like probably 2 hours before Justin had a power outage, and before we were recording directly to MP4, which means as soon as he had the power outage, he lost all the footage. He didn't lose his save though, thankfully, so we didn't have to like redo everything. And we said our normal, like, comment, subscribe in the beginning. We're doing our normal thing, whatever. Power outage, damn. Okay, we boot back up. We jump back into it, and we record what is now 8. There used to be more to it, but what is now
It,
8?
it
And
would
it,
have been
you see,
episode 9.
it just kind of jumps in at a weird spot of just like, well, we lost some footage. Okay, do. Let's keep playing the game. And we didn't say like, comment, subscribe. We didn't do any of our normal like beginning banter. We didn't do any of our normal shtick. And it just so happened that that video was released at the same time that oh uh
I don't remember who, but I'm.
God, I have to Mark Rober. The same time Mark Rober released one of his latest videos about I believe it was like arcade games, so it had the game tag as well. So by happenstance, that video got the most views we've ever had. It was being suggested because it shared a tag with Mark Plier's video. It was suggested
Mark
on
Rober, not
Mark Rober.
Markiplier.
Thank you. Mark Rober's videos. It was suggested it went on the sidebar, and so many people clicked and watched that video for hours. We got subscribers, and we think about it an unhealthy amount, probably like I at least think about it twice a week of just this video did the best we've ever done, and we didn't say like to like, comment, subscribe. It was our terrible recording. It picked up on a weird spot, and that video did great. And every video, 7 before and 9 after, did not get the views and publicity.
Yeah, I mean they still got like a little bit of views, but like that's my first one to break like 1,000. Which I mean that's not a lot for y'all, but that's a lot for me.
It's killer for our tiny channel, which every time we think it fills me with bitter
It
rage of
doesn't.
just
It just fills me with confusion. I'm like, why this one?
like that's our magnum opus. It couldn't have been better than that. That was perfection incarnate.
Apparently so. But
But yeah, so hopefully we're gonna put out a little bit of Planet Crafter. As far as like new games, 'cause we're mostly just referring to like games that like we kind of just tap the brakes on. They happened in the past. Uh, oh, this video will probably be out after the other one that we're queuing up, so I'm not gonna spoil or I'm not gonna talk about that one.
yeah,
Uh, but I'm trying to think. I don't. I can't think of any games that are just like are queued up because so many of the games that we pick and we play are more or less spur of the moment of just, hey, this game's cheap, it's on sale, it's indie, it checks all of our boxes. Well, let's try it. Like, what's the worst that happens? Like,
yeah.
the worst happens, it's one of our one-offs.
But probably after this video comes out, we'll probably take a small like maybe 2-3 weeks break. I'm not really sure. I'll come back in the new year.
Yeah, we're just take a break for the holidays. Uh, End of the year, kind of recoup, come back fresh.
Yeah,
We're not doing a long hiatus, but just a few weeks to kind of get our brains right. Because and I will say, for a little bit of a sneak peek behind what happens behind the curtain, is we release these videos over the course of a week, but we mostly only record them over 2 days, and we just sit here for 6+ hours a night recording content, only giving you the best of what we got, because those are the only days we can do it. The only time our schedules really align where we can do it. Because like I
yeah.
have a girlfriend, Justin has a World of Tanks account.
Thanks.
just like going through your wish list now of just like
I mean, yeah, I have games lined up. It's just now's not the time. We still have games like I've bought and we haven't even played.
you don't need more games. You have enough games at home.
This is true. Like there's stuff from like last year I haven't even like touched. Like Blasphemous, we never played that one. What is this? Eldest Souls. We got
Oh, yeah.
options. But this
So
video is
yeah,
getting a little longer than I was hoping.
yep. So long and short of it, content's gonna keep cranking out. We're gonna keep serving you the same funky fresh material. Maybe we'll get a little bit better in a year. Probably not, but you know, we'll give it our best. Uh, yeah, I think that's what we got.
That's about it. Just want to wish everybody, hope they had a good Christmas and then Happy New Year's. That's gonna be it for this one.